Right now, Hilldale kicks off the holiday season with its annual North Pole Party. Also, a check of your first warn forecast as you plan to travel for the holidays. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Well, it looks like it's going to be another chilly start to the week. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller, who is going to join us in studio. Blaze, how's it going today?
All right, let's take a look at that weather here. We are going to continue to sit underneath mostly cloudy conditions. Right now, temperatures are in the 40s across southern Wisconsin, 45 in Madison, 44 in Watertown, Monroe, Platteville, 41 in Viroqua, as well as in the Dells. Closer into Dane County, 45, Cross Plains, Mount Horeb, Verona, McFarland at 46, Deerfield, 45 as well. We're going to kind of hang out right where we're at right about now, maybe slightly cooling down just a bit because of the cloud cover, but we are beginning to maybe pick up on some light rain activity in northern parts of Juneau County. If we take it in, it might just be kind of the radar angle, but maybe some light rain falling towards the Findlay area up there in Juneau County. Future track is going to continue to keep us on the quiet side overnight for the most part, but we are anticipating maybe some light rain to develop here as we go further overnight into the early morning hours on Monday. That turns back over to a rain-snow mix, possibly for folks north of the Dells. So we're going to track out that as well as that big cool down brought in by the Arctic air that we're anticipating. We'll track out just how cold we'll be in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. Thank you. And as Thanksgiving nears, we know many people will be traveling by car to see family and friends. A quick check at the gas prices in Wisconsin shows things are down compared to the same time last year, but just slightly. AAA reports Wisconsin's statewide average for a gallon of regular sits at $2.86, down from $2.96 last year. Some of the current prices, Madison is at $2.91, La Crosse is at $2.76, Janesville Beloit is at $2.88, and Green Bay sits at $2.90. And we're getting into the swing of the holiday season, and this afternoon, Hilldale is kicking off the Christmas spirit with the North Pole Party. It's time to pick up some hot chocolate and enjoy what the mall has to offer. This includes talking to Santa, of course, petting reindeer, and listening to Christmas carols. Organizers say this party has been happening for about 6 years now, and that it is a cheerful way to bring people together and recognize the holiday spirit.
It's so magical. I mean, we have grandparents coming out with their grandkids. It's a wide variety of ages. It's just so fun to see all their smiles on their faces, enjoying the holiday spirit.
And it's not a party without a couple games. Our Merrill Hubbard was partaking in the festivities and got to join in on some curling with a couple of local pros.
You want to go first, Eli?
Sure.
Do the first pull. Oh, that's pretty good. I think that's like 1,000 points. There you go. Oh, you're on the blue. You're on the blue.
Okay, Eli, I see you. Good job there.
Points.
Well, the event wraps up at 6 p.m. with a parade from the Wisconsin Marching Band as they guide Santa to the Christmas tree. And Wisconsin's gun hunting season also kicked off this weekend. Starting yesterday, there's one significant change for hunters this year. Air guns are now legal to use. This year's deer gun hunting season runs through December 1st. The Goodman Community Center is still giving away groceries to more than 4,000 families in Dane County as a part of its annual Thanksgiving basket drive. The center is asking for donations before the event ends tomorrow. Donations can be dropped off in front of the Goodman Center. You can also help by making a monetary contribution. Just visit goodmancenter.org. And still to come on News 3 Now at 5:30. The days are getting shorter, and Dr. Rupert Shaw lets us know how you can deal with symptoms of seasonal affective disorder. And President-elect Trump has announced all of his picks for cabinet secretaries. What new polling reveals about how Americans feel about the presidential transition?
Turkey? Check. Cranberries. Stuffing? Pie? Check, check, check. Potatoes sweet and mashed? Check. Now what about that post-turkey nap? Don't worry. The Black Friday Super Sale at Denver Mattress has you covered. Shop today and save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Or get 60 months no interest financing and free shipping. The Black Friday Super Sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Score the lowest prices of the year right now at Brothers Main's Black Friday sale. You won't find lower prices anywhere, and enjoy our free delivery. Shop family-owned Brothers Main's low price guarantee on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Feel like family. Brothers Main.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Moving forward in your community. Lending helping hands. Spotlighting the people. Telling the stories. Warning you first. Your local news source. For nearly 70 years. News 3 Now. Moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30. Moving forward.
Fall is a beautiful time of the year. Leaves change colors, the air is crisp and cool, and pumpkin spice is everywhere. But fall also brings shorter days and less sunlight, causing some people to experience depression. Dr. Shaw lets you know how to combat these feelings.
Dr. Shaw, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the season change can bring changes to people too. So what is seasonal affective disorder?
So seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is basically a milder form of depression that really affects people who live in these northern latitudes like we do here in Wisconsin, where there's not a lot of sunlight and a lot of gray and cloudiness during the winter. And it really mimics the symptoms of depression, feeling down and depressed. But it's a little bit briefer and will typically last until the springtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what are some of those symptoms of SAD?
Yeah, so just feeling down, blue, but again, a lot of crossover with depression, feeling unmotivated, irritable, angry, tearful. It can even affect your sleep. In fact, oversleeping can be a symptom of having SAD. But again, a lot of crossover with just major depressive disorder.
Are there more people who are at risk than others?
Yeah, it does seem like younger folks and younger adults can be a little bit more at risk for this. So that's kind of the trend we're seeing.
And how can SAD be treated? I mean, it seems like you just can't escape to these types of seasons. So how can something like this be treated?
Yeah, so fortunately, there's a few things people can do. So we do have these seasonal light box therapies. These can be really helpful. They're sold, you can get them on Amazon or at Costco. And the key is really getting that to 10,000 lux kind of light every morning to really help stimulate kind of the circadian rhythm and really prevent the symptoms of SAD. So that's one option. Another is seeing a therapist and doing what we call cognitive behavioral therapy. This can be a really powerful form of therapy too. Of course, there's antidepressant medications that can be effective for SAD. And then I always recommend to people, stick with your routine. Make sure you get exercise, and if you can do that exercise first thing in the morning and try and get some natural sunlight, that's really going to be very powerful. It's a great way to set that circadian rhythm and really offset some of the SAD symptoms that people will experience this winter.
Okay, so a few little things just to power through the fall and the winter for people.
Yeah.
Perfect. And if people want to get more information, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shaw.
Very good. Dr. Shaw, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Dr. Shaw and Kyle Rion, thank you. Now, it's been nearly 5 years since the pandemic hit the United States, and new research shows during the first few years, more people turn to alcohol to cope with the stress from that period. There also was a spike in alcohol-related deaths. The study shows both men and women drank more compared to a similar study in 2018 before the pandemic. Doctors say better messaging on the harmful impacts of alcohol is much needed. And still to come on News 3 Now at 5:30, Blaze, full check of your first warn forecast when we return.
A Madison apartment complex plagued by poor conditions and deadly violence.
My son got killed 2 months later.
Find out what happened after an outcry and desperate actions by residents here at the Harmony Apartments. News 3 Now investigates Monday at 6.
You know where he is? This way?
Need a lift?
Hope you brought coffee.
The December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models.
Get special offers on select RX models.
Figured you want your usual.
Thank you. You know me too well.
Enjoy your pie.
For last-minute gifts, the people you hold dear, and everyone on your list. Holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery are here, with prices ranging from $1 to $20 and top prizes up to $100,000.
Great minds.
With so many games to choose from, it's easy to find gifts for everyone at your local Wisconsin Lottery retailer.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey, and how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Ready for the best Black Friday prices guaranteed? You'll find them at Fleet Farm. Doors open Friday at 5 a.m. with a free plush penguin for the first 500. Then enjoy great deals like a Blackstone griddle with free cover and accessories for just $199.99. A Milwaukee Pack-Out Toolbox System with free organizer is only $229.97. Plus, take 30% off all in-store footwear. And if you can't wait, early Black Friday shopping starts Wednesday at 8 p.m. Online only. Only at Fleet Farm.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30. Moving forward.
Thank you for staying with us. President-elect Donald Trump has finished announcing his cabinet secretary picks ahead of Thanksgiving. As CBS's Cristian Benavidez reports from West Palm Beach, Florida, new CBS polling shows how Americans are feeling about the transition so far.
President-elect Trump feels he is motivated by a mandate following this year's elections, moving at breakneck speed to announce his cabinet picks. And now new polling shows a majority of Americans approve of his handling of the presidential transition. From his Mar-a-Lago state in Florida, President-elect Donald Trump and his team have kept up a steady drumbeat of staffing announcements, including all of his cabinet secretaries, some of whom may have a difficult path to confirmation, including his defense secretary pick, former Fox News host Pete Hegseth.
It's frankly an insult and really troubling that Mr. Trump would nominate someone who has admitted that he's paid off a victim who has claimed rape allegations against him.
But on Sunday, Trump allies doubled down on their support of Hegseth, who faced allegations of sexual assault, which he has denied. Authorities investigated and did not file charges.
All these are, as you said, are allegations. It's amazing how this comes out. Pete is a very talented individual.
A decorated veteran, Hegseth's also said this about women in combat.
I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles.
Pete has his opinions. You have your opinion, I have my opinion. But who ultimately makes that decision is President Trump.
New CBS polling shows a majority of Americans, 59%, support Trump's handling of the transition, and 55% are either happy or satisfied with his victory.
President Trump has a mandate to execute these policies that he has outlined.
On Saturday, Trump announced former domestic policy advisor Brooke Rollins as his pick for Agriculture Secretary. Scott Bessent is his choice for Treasury. If confirmed, he would be responsible for Mr. Trump's proposed policies on taxes and tariffs.
I have nothing to do with Project 2025.
And Project 2025 co-author Ross Vogt plans to reprise his role as White House budget director, despite Trump's disavowal of the conservative policy blueprint. CBS polling also found that despite Trump's push for recess appointments, which would allow for temporary appointments while the Senate is not in session, a majority of Americans, 76%, believe the Senate should hold confirmation hearings. In West Palm Beach, Florida, I'm Christian Benavides. Back to you.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Russia's war with his country could end next year, and that he is awaiting U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's proposals on resolving the conflict. Zelensky told a Ukrainian public broadcaster last week that the war will end faster when Trump takes over as president, adding, "We must do everything to ensure that the war ends next year through diplomatic means." Trump has cast doubts on continued U.S. aid to Kyiv and has repeatedly claimed the war would not have started if he had been president. In July, he said he could settle the war in one day without saying how he would do so. And at least 7 people have been injured after dozens of projectiles were fired from Lebanon into Israel today. The attack set off alarms in several areas of northern Israel in the early afternoon local time. The Israeli military said Hezbollah was behind the attack, saying at least 160 projectiles had been fired over the border. According to a police spokesperson, direct impacts were identified on residential buildings in Nahariya and Haifa. Among those being treated are a 70-year-old woman suffering from smoke inhalation from a car that caught fire, and a 23-year-old man with mild injuries from blast effects. Israeli emergency services say a 60-year-old man suffered shrapnel wounds to his abdomen, while several others were injured seeking shelter. And millions of Americans are set to hit the roadways and airports this week as the Thanksgiving travel holiday gets underway. AAA estimates a record-breaking 80 million people will travel 50 miles or more this week, and millions more are expected to take to the skies. If you're flying or driving for Thanksgiving, weather could be an issue depending on your destination.
While there are, of course, some factors that affect travel, especially the weather, that are truly out of anybody's control, we can take and have taken a number of steps to make travel better.
The storm will move to the east part of the country next week, bringing lighter rainfall to much of the eastern U.S., and officials are urging travelers to pack their patience as delays could pile up.
This system here, this is the one that's going to continue to spread its way across the country as we go through the rest of the week.
And 6 western states are under winter weather alerts as of today, as feet of snowfall is forecasted in the Sierra Mountains. Thankfully, I don't think that's on our forecast, but to find out, let's get a look at your most accurate forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze?
That's right. We're not anticipating feet of snow to fall, but we could see some light snowflakes falling not only Wednesday, but Thanksgiving as well. It really shouldn't impact any sort of travel Wednesday or Thanksgiving or even Black Friday, because once we go Thanksgiving night onwards, a very strong high pressure system, a series of them, they're going to be moving down cooler air that's been sitting over the Arctic, and that means that we are set to cool on down for the remainder of next week from Thanksgiving night onwards into the possible middle of that following work week. Quickly, we could see some rain overnight into your Monday to start, but then by the afternoon, once northwesterly winds take over, and you're seeing that with these green arrows, we could see some snowflakes mixing in with some of those light rain showers, but a lot of us are probably going to stay dry tomorrow. You can track out those showers using the First Warn Weather app. The best chance for not only rain, but probably mixed precipitation is going to be well north of the Dells. But these winds could be gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour at times, because we we got to go from the 40s in the morning to the 30s, not only by Monday afternoon, but stay there into your Tuesday as well. But the real cold, the Arctic air that we've been talking about, is not going to move in until probably later Thursday into Thursday night. This is that Arctic air that will be moving out of the Arctic into northwestern parts of Canada as we go into your Wednesday afternoon. And then it's going to be brought down by a high pressure system. So this is approximately where a high pressure system will be and approximately where another low pressure system is going to be. Notice that these winds are turning counterclockwise around the low and clockwise around the high pressure system, and they're all coming together right here. And that's going to continue to push down that cooler air, that cold Arctic air, as we go into your Black Friday and even beyond that into that following weekend. But it's still there as we go into your Sunday night. So we could be sitting underneath this cooler air as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and possibly the Wednesday of that following work week. In fact, take a look at just how cold that freezing temperature is going to be, 32 degrees or below. Anybody shaded in purple here, that's at least 32 degrees or below, and that's extending as far south as parts of Alabama, Georgia, as well as Mississippi. Not unheard of, but that definitely shows you how strong this high pressure system is to push down that cold air that far south. So it is going to be a bit of a cold blast here, not only here, but across parts of the United States as well. In fact, our forecast highs compared to normal beginning Black Friday through at least that following Monday, anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees below normal. So we are anticipating highs to be in the 20s, and with some breezy conditions, we may be having to relay some extreme cold alerts issued by the National Weather Service. This is a consolidation of not only extreme cold watch and extreme cold warnings, but also wind chill watches, wind chill warnings, or wind chill advisories. They're kind of getting away from that because you can get extreme cold without the breezy conditions. So stay with News 3 now. We will keep you updated, and you can read more about not only the Arctic blast that we're anticipating, but also the change in these extreme cold alerts by heading over to our website in the Beyond the Barometer section in our weather tab there. So we won't be as cold as when we had our last Arctic blast back in mid-January. The reason, because we don't have snow on the ground. So we won't be in the single digits, but we will certainly be in those 20s, certainly below freezing starting as early as Thanksgiving night, possibly through the middle of that following work week. So that's about 5 to 6 days hanging out below freezing.
Ooh, yeah, it's definitely that time of the year.
It is.
A stark contrast to what we saw last month, which was pretty warm in October.
Even a stark contrast to how November started. So yeah, we're quickly getting into winter.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. And coming up in sports, as the Packers still in action in Green Bay right now, we take a look at how the rest of the division fared earlier today.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Tide Simply All-in-One Laundry Detergent is just $7.99. 2x3 foot accent rugs only $4.99. Non-stick cookie sheets are just $3.55. A big 5-pound bag of in-shell peanuts, only $5.29. Hurry, these hot deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get more big savings right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
I just this morning made a new hole in my belt, so that was super exciting.
Why are women everywhere choosing Sonobello, the advanced solution for permanent fat removal?
I saw the results immediately.
It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I've had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's best offer of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
Check it out, Snatch Lace. Loving, loving, loving the results. It will change your life. It did for me.
Call 1-888-510-6198 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
The Packers back in Lambeau for a battle against a team that has been a thorn in their side for several years now, the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners without starting quarterback Brock Purdy this evening, and the Pack take full advantage of that, jumping out to 17-0 lead in the first half. Pack currently lead 24-10 in the fourth quarter. Jordan Love and company showing out on offense. Josh Jacobs with 2 touchdowns, and Jordan Love adding another touchdown through the year of his own. Our Andrew Bancher will bring us the full highlights from the battle tonight at 10. And staying in the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears battling down in the Windy City. A matchup with huge implications in the NFC North, this one coming down to the wire. We go ahead and we skip to the fourth. Vikings up 3, the Bears needing an onside kick to keep their hopes alive. And guess what? They did just that and they recover it. That would set up a field goal for kicker Cairo Santos. And now we're heading to overtime. 27-27. Bears start OT with a 3-and-out, and so the Vikes get the ball back. Sam Darnold drops back, finds T.J. Hockenson for a huge gain on the out route. That would set up a field goal attempt for kicker John Parker-Romo. John Parker-Romo knocks through the uprights, and the Vikings go on to win it. 30-27 is your final. And another division rival battling this afternoon as the Detroit Lions face off against the Indianapolis Colts. Second quarter now, Lions leading 7-6, and Jared Goff hands it off to David Montgomery. He makes one cut, and he barrels into the end zone. Lions extend their lead 14-6, and then we head to the third quarter, still a one-score game, and Jared Goff hands it off to the other half of their running back tandem. Jahmyr Gibbs makes one cut of his own and walks into the end zone. And that's all Detroit would need. Lions go on to win it 24-6. We'll be right back.
I've got arthritis in my joints. I would walk 10 steps and not have to sit down. I wanted to do anything other than go through the pain and the effort of the surgery.
That's when Mike discovered QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue and get you back to living a normal life again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
Afterwards, I felt like I really made the right choice. It's a tremendous success.
Join tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have found lasting relief from their joint pain. Request a free consultation and find out if you're qualified for this therapeutic breakthrough. Call 608-927-4530.
If you want to avoid the process of surgery and the pain and the effort, you need to go to QC Kinetics.
Isn't it time you got your life back? Call now for your free consultation. 608-927-4530. 608-927-4530.
Score the lowest prices of the year right now at Brothers Main's Black Friday sale. You won't find lower prices anywhere, and enjoy our free delivery. Shop family-owned Brothers Main's low price guarantee on brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Feel like family. Brothers Main.
When you bring home Jones No Antibiotics Ever all-natural fully cooked meatballs, you're bringing home a better meatball. It tastes better because we use only high-quality ingredients. It's better for you because we don't use sugar or preservatives, and they're free from gluten, dairy, soy, and wheat. They're packed with protein, and ultimately, you're getting a better meal. Jones, making mealtime better since 1889.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
All right, Blaze, a chilly one today, and it looks like that's going to be the case as we head into Thanksgiving.
Yes, we are going to get much colder, so if you don't like the 40s, you're not going to like what where we end up next week, especially the second half of next week. 40s tonight with some light rain possible. There's a look at your 10-day forecast. Some light snow possible Wednesday and Thanksgiving before we cool on down starting Black Friday.